What's good? What's poppin', everybody? Hope you're having a great day. We got to talk. As you can probably tell by the title of this video and what you can see on the screen here, plus all my tabs up here, New World's had quite a few issues since 1.0.4 came out, and today we're going to dive into them so you guys can either know these about these bugs, don't do some of these things like the trading post and all these things. So there's a lot going on. It kind of sucks. It's funny that there's more bugs that came out of the patch, it seems, than they intended to fix. Anyway, already, if you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. Lets me know you enjoy this kind of content. Helps me out a lot. And subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing a video every single day for the rest of October. We're on the last couple days here, and it's been awesome. We've been a really great community so far. Huge shout out to you guys. You guys have been awesome. I love you guys. Appreciate you. So why don't you be part of the community? Just come on, subscribe down below. It's free. Ain't nothing against you, right? A like and a subscribe. It's the freest thing you could do to support me, and that'd be awesome. I appreciate you. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, let's get right into the video. So, like I said, you guys have probably seen this, probably circling through. I found it through social medias, through Reddit, other videos, all this. It's just everywhere. And so I kind of wanted to try to make a video to make it as condensed as possible of like some of the biggest issues that we know and kind of talk to give you guys the resources. I'm going to link probably whatever I find necessary out of all these things. If you guys want more, let me know and I can just link them in the comments below. But I'm probably going to link to mainly the forums that Amazon's posted, maybe some of the bigger issues that people like some Reddit posts that people have gone really in depth on what's going on, so you guys can avoid it and not have to. Maybe it doesn't hurt your gameplay or hurt you because some of these are pretty big. I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna pretend I know, but it's weird that some of these things are just getting through these patch notes. There's been a lot of people talking that they think that Amazon or New World would benefit from a PTR public test realm, and I can't agree with that more. We need something to be able to have players test all this stuff before it goes live. Now they are doing weekly updates, which is kind of hard because they have to create the updates within a week and then they just ship them out. What I think they're trying to do is create as much as they can as soon as possible because the game just came out and there's a lot of things they need to fix. So I think people need to understand that the reason why I don't think some things are being tested right away is because it probably takes about a week for them to figure out the problems, figure out how to they think to solve them, and then they just put them into the game. Where typically most games would do at least 2 weeks between patches, so that they have a week to figure it out and implement it, and then they give players a week to try to fix it or test and see how it goes. So hopefully they open up some sort of PTR soon, or I don't know. I know in some Steam games you can essentially opt in to be in an open, like in their an open beta, an ongoing open beta. Like I know Mountain Blade 2 did this, and it was really helpful. They essentially you could either play what the game currently was, or you could opt in to play what the game is going to be, or like the changes they want to do, and you could play and then give feedback there. So before we get into this, there is going to be a thread. I'll leave a link for this for sure in the description below. It's a weekly update feedback mega thread. It's everywhere. Anything that you can think of that's bugs or anything, post it back into here. Now, guys, I know it's pretty frustrating, but try not to just shit post here. Try to be constructive. If it's this is a game that we want to play and that we enjoy and we have love for, we hope if something good can come of it. Just shit posting isn't do anything. Just try to be as positive, constructive feedback. Now, I'm not saying just give them a slap on the wrist and call it good, but don't just go in there and just scream at them. Try to be constructive. I just like me, I'm sure most of you want this game to succeed and want to see something good come out of this. So try to do your best to be as constructive as possible without being too mean. Anyway, that all that out of the way, let's get into it. So, like I said, there's a lot of bugs going on, and these are the ones that Amazon is currently aware of. And as long as you posting in the thing I just showed you guys, they're going to update this, it seems. But they're at this time they are aware of gold duplication bug. Great Axe Bloodlust proc, equipping 2 lifestyles. Trading post not receiving gold if sale happens while players offline. Trading post not receiving items if sale happens while players offline. Housing compensation text appears as a string. Players cannot transfer servers due to active orders. Houses and house items have in them have disappeared. Players are unable to transfer to a different server if they have an active sell order, despite having canceled all the contracts. And consistent ice storm spell effects does damage sometimes, does no damage sometimes, does damage initially, stops, and then starts ticking again. Resilient perk giving damage absorption instead of critical damage absorption. And amber gem and intelligence gems not working correctly. The percent focus damage isn't based on your focus intelligence stats, but only on weapon damage. Players are spawning dead and unable to respawn. Fireball sometimes is not connected with enemies or even the ground and just falls through the world. Stacking multiple health regen food buffs. Crouching sometimes triggers healings. Some players are getting stuck dead after participating in Outpost Rush. And they're saying if you're experiencing any other bugs, explain it down below on this thread over here. But as you can see, there's a lot. Some of these are pretty I would say game breaking. Gold duplication bug. That's why server transfers had to go down in the first place, because people found an exploit essentially with duplicating gold. Now this is something that I don't know why you'd even want to do this, because Amazon's pretty upfront about if you did this, you're going to get banned. So now, while this is a bug, don't do it, and don't try to do it. You're going to get banned. It's stupid to do. But these other ones aren't really anyone's fault. They're actually just the problem with the game, and there's not exploiting. It's just how it works. But I have all these tabs open to show you guys most of these in action. I'll try to go through each one. When I do go over like this Bloodlust proc stack, I'm pretty sure it's added mounts to the game, and it's this right here. So this right here is the problem. Essentially, you can charge and you just go at lightning speed essentially, and can just fly through the world. And then equipping 2 life stuff, that's not like the craziest thing. The not receiving gold items. So they made an official post on this, and then there's also a post that we're going to go over here. This is probably one of the biggest ones. It's crazy to think that this is going through and people are just losing money. I'm probably sure I did. I haven't even logged in the game yet because I'm kind of afraid to go on right now because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want to act like there's just a lot going on. So I don't even know if I'm going to play New World today. I really wanted to. I was going to probably stream it tonight, but I don't know. We're going to have to see. I'm just a little worried. But anyway, this trading post is like, we are aware of issues regarding the trading post where players are not receiving any gold from their sales and being blocked by active contracts. We have identified a few causes. One that was introduced with our patch was players not receiving gold items was from completed sell buy orders on the trading post while offline. We are currently testing to fix, or will be deploying as soon as we are confident players who encounter this will receive their missing gold such items when this goes live. At this time, this may block you from transferring service. Second, we are aware of a few states that will block players from transferring due to having active contracts. And it goes on to explain that a little bit. So this is the big one. At least they're saying that they're going to reimburse, but it's just super frustrating to be putting stuff on, because overnight is usually what we do. We'll put a bunch of stuff on overnight, and when we get back on the next day, it's hopefully sold as kind of like the thing. And it's just unfortunate that we don't know how long it's going to be, but eventually we are going to get reimbursed. But that's a pretty big yikes from New World. And like I said, we're going to go over this one. Sold auctions do not pay when you're offline. This guy kind of did a whole thing on it and talked about what's going on. He tested it, so it's something that's pretty much apparent. So it sucks, but try not to put anything on the auction house right now. It's just unlikely to work. And like they said that they're going to be able to reimburse everything. But who knows how long that's going to be. If it's affecting a lot of people, it might be a week or two. Who knows? So I would just avoid putting on those trading posts for now. It's a big PSA. Try not to if you can, and don't try to really buy stuff on the auction house either, because it seems like some people aren't even able to get items when they buy something. So just try to stay away from the trading post right now, which sucks. Players cannot transfer during active orders. Went over that. House items have disappeared. I don't think that's. It's big, but I don't think that means disappearing. From what I understand, it just means it's like can't see it. It does mean that like you've lost it. The inconsistent ice storm spell effects does damage sometimes it doesn't. Here's an example of it. So I don't know if you guys can see it here. I don't think I can. I can. It's going to be really bad quality. I'm sorry, but we're just going to show it. So as you can see here, so in the beginning he throws it out. It's obviously this thing's over him. It does an initial damage right there, 202 or whatever, and now it's not doing anything. It doesn't do the dot damage. So they talked about that here, about it. Sometimes it does damage, sometimes it does no damage, sometimes it does initially drops and starts ticking again. It's super inconsistent, which is unfortunate for the Ice Gauntlet. I'm assuming the reason why this probably happened is because they had to change the stuff with people abusing the Ice Gauntlet, like wars. So I'm assuming something along those kind of fixes caused this to happen. So that's really unfortunate. Avoid using the Ice Gauntlet right now. Resilient perk, giving damage up to decay. That's big, but it's not like it's not game breaking, I would say, at the moment. Amber Gem, it's a bug. It's gonna get fixed too, but that's kind of important. It's like changing essentially how your damage works. I don't have a clip of that. I have. This is the. Oh no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Sorry, you got a little sneak peek of what's gonna come after this. There's just so many that I've kind of lost some of this. The fireball, I don't have a picture of that, but I've heard some people talking about it, but I haven't seen a video of it yet. Now, I do have this crouching sometimes triggers healing. Now, this is the whole thing. There's like, Shroud, who loves New World, and Gothiolin. with that, how do you say his name? I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Essentially talking about it, but this dude posted it. We'll go into this here. Um, we don't need to watch this whole thing. So he's obviously taking damage from the skater, and I'll show you essentially what he does. Yeah, so right about here. So he has that much health, right? And he goes into here. He gets healed like normal, but he crouching, he just goes up to hell like full. I don't know what kind of bug or how that interaction even works, but essentially you can crouch and just infinitely be healed and be pretty much untargetable. And it's getting attention of quite a few people, as you can see. Shroud, him, and I'm going to say the same. Got they were part of the Battle for the New World player, so even these people are talking about this, saying that shit, bring the whole game down until they fix it. This nightmare doesn't end. Bring down the service before war windows. Let's think about the player base instead of the shareholders. So like they're pretty upset about it, rightfully so. Rightfully so, right? So this is pretty serious. This seems like to be the biggest break that Amazon's done since the game came out, which is very unfortunate. And then some players are getting, so those are all the bugs that I have. I just want to go over some stuff of people, how they think about the game, and or like we're just gonna look at it rather than trying to explain it. So this is a hidden nerf, something I saw, and I was gonna do a video on, but I just thought I'd tag it into this. Essentially, we know that the life staff, they said that slightly improved the performance of life staff with changes of the passive abilities, many touch and blissful touch. Now they said they improved the performance, but instead it actually was a nerf, sort of. So essentially, I think it just wasn't working as intended, and they said it as an improvement because they meant to say that it's like working as intended finally, but it's actually a nerf to what it was doing. Essentially, I could go in game and show you guys, but it's TLDR on the life staff on the left hand tree. There's a light attacks can heal while you're going through, and like heavy attacks don't. And like I think the heavy attacks just don't cost mana or something like that, or something along that touch. But essentially, um, those when they hit somebody, it would go in like a small little AOE around them, so it could affect a couple people. And now it doesn't. It's just like it's like a hidden nerf, and now it's not as AOE as we thought, and it's a lot harder to hit. It's like an unintended nerf, but it's how it's supposed to work. If that makes sense, it's weird. Um, this is just something that I want to talk about. This is kind of how I am. I'm not nearly as intense as this person says, but this is kind of a lot of people's feelings towards it right now. Logged off, no desire to play for the first time since launch. Pretty much the title says. I'm not going to go through it. Essentially, just talks about how he's upset that he loves this game. He's put a lot of work into it, and it's not that he doesn't want to, but these legitimate game breaking bugs and like the exploits and all this stuff. It's coming. It keeps coming and coming, and Amazon tries to fix it. And I'm not trying to harp on them. I'm sure they are trying, but it's just super frustrating that this is a game that a lot of people love. Like I know for me and a lot of others, it's like a game breaking MMO. Everyone's waiting for it. It's been so much fun, loving it. And there's just so many things that aren't working that I really wish they didn't. I don't want to say I wish they didn't release it when they did, because I know that a lot of people wanted it to be released. I did too, because I wanted to play it, but I wasn't one of those people that are like, if you don't stop delaying it, or else I'm not going to play this game. This is bad. Da, da, da. But I will say that because, as people probably know, this game was supposed to be a PvP only, like a main focus, open sandbox kind of game. And then after some tests, people are like, if you don't do PvE, the game's going to die quickly. Don't like cater some other sides of the MMOs and just PvP. So they did, but they didn't fully flesh out the systems. That's why there's not a lot of mob diversity yet. Some things aren't finished, and I think that's why a lot of these PvE things are not really working as intended. Like right, like the portals weren't closing properly. The loot drops from mobs. Like I'm not saying that I'm not trying to defend Amazon, but I'm saying I don't think it was fully ready to go out. But everyone is saying you need to give it to us now, or we're not going to play, or this game's gonna flop. You're not gonna get any player base or anything. So Amazon's like, well, damn. Excuse me. They said, well, damn. All right, then we'll give it to you. And I think they're trying, but I think they need to either, I don't know what, but either need to do a little bit better. They need to open up a PTR so people can test out all this stuff before it goes live. They need to separate the patches between 2 weeks instead of every week. Something needs to happen, because this is starting to get frustrating for a lot of people, making people want to stop playing the game, put it down. Maybe not they might put it down for a couple months. Who knows? And hopefully Amazon does do something at least this time beforehand with all these other bugs that we had, or bugs that we had. They didn't even make a post about it, and now here at least they have a mega thread and then a feedback thread, so people can go in there and express their concerns or bugs they're dealing with or whatever. So at least Amazon's pretty much like, yeah, we've kind of shit the bed. I'm not going to say good thing because there's a lot of bad things. But one thing that it seems that it's finally working is that Outpost Rush is not only working, but there's a little bit of bugs. I mean, preface it, but they haven't disabled it for a whole day, which is the first time since launch that's happened. So they started, we know last night they enabled it in a couple of regions, and then down here 2 hours ago they had re-enabled Outpost Rush. However, as mentioned, there is a few issues pop up with the re-release of Outpost Rush, and so at least they're not shutting it down because they give some workarounds while they work on it. Essentially, sometimes you can't leave Outpost Rush because there's no UI, and they say either if you can use the menu, use it. If it doesn't show up after 3 minutes, you can just get kicked out of the instance, or you just restart your game and it'll fix the issue. And that's kind of annoying, but at least we can still play it. This is the bigger one. Players stuck in a dead state, please send a ticket to our website, our support website, and create a forum post. Essentially, you could die in Outpost Rush and then just be perpetually dead. And that's bigger. That's almost something that I would say it would warrant maybe Outpost Rush being disabled, but apparently it's not. I don't know. I think they're trying to, do a lot. They're trying to please as many people as possible, and I think the best thing is just to kind of maybe make a PTR right away and maybe shut down the servers for like a day or two and get like some of these game breaking things fixed, like the healing staff thing, Ice Gauntlet, the fact that it literally in their verbatim, they're like, sometimes it works, sometimes it does no damage, sometimes it does too much damage, sometimes it drops off the damage, and like all right, it's like there's so many like substantial bug fixes that I'm hoping that they do something. I don't know if they could just like revert it back to what 1.0.3 was and then try again in like a week, because we didn't have any of these problems back then. I don't know if they could just restart servers back to 1.0.3, or if they just shut down the servers for a day or two while they fix it. They open up PTR. I don't know. But something needs to happen, Amazon. There's a lot of us wanting to play this game and support you, but they're making it a little harder and harder. I'm for sure not even close to putting the game or anything. I just might not play today. I might just play tomorrow or something. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I'll keep you guys updated on stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of things. You can find this stuff all over social medias right now, but I wanted to try to make it as condensed as possible. I know this video is pretty long, but there's a lot going on, and I had some thoughts and opinions on it, so I wanted to express that with you guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below. How are you guys feeling towards this? I'm sure some of you are probably fed up. Some of you might even be quitting the game. Some of you guys are going to hold out. Just let me know down below. I'd love to hear what you guys say and have a conversation with you guys. And if we can, like I said, if you have these things, try to send the feedback in this thread right here to Amazon. Try to be as nice as you can. But I know that this is a super frustrating thing. But negativity and just shitting down their throat isn't gonna fix anything, right? It's just not. If you want to do that, just go to Reddit or something and just put all that shit posts there and don't actually put on the feedback thing. Because if you need to let out something, tell your friends, put on Reddit or something. But if you're trying to give constructive feedback, go to the feedback thing over here and do it. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link for this in the description below, the mega thread. Sure, all the forum posts and some of these Reddit posts or stuff. So anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it. I'm sorry, this is a little bit more scuffed. It's just there's a lot of emotion right now and a lot of stuff going on, and it's perpetually updating, right? Like this started 8 hours ago with this, and then this Outpost Rush finally got enabled 2 hours later. So it's like you have all these problems, but somehow you got Outpost Rush enabled 2 hours later. And I'm just going to show you guys, and I don't even want to read the comments because I'm sure some people are going to be upset. But like if we look here, they just posted something about our first episode covers the story of a mysterious ghost ship from the coast of First Light. So it's like they have a story kind of going on, and they had this update, but people are going to shit down. They're going to get all angry and be like, you guys can do all this, but you can't fix your game. But people need to realize this is probably something they've had lined up for a minute, and they were going to release it today regardless of what was even going on in their game. So like you got to take that with a grain of salt. You can't just there's just a separate team compared to the people working in the game. Probably, I'm assuming. If not, then Amazon, there's a little bit of an issue there. I don't want to I haven't watched this yet, so I actually don't want to spoil it. But Amazon seems to be, trying to work it out. It's still trying to like this. This is a good indication to me because it means that they're still planning on making the game have a future, right? Like this, they're not just like stopping everything. They're not gonna throw in the towel. They're just like, we're working on it. We know we fucked up. Stuff's coming. We're gonna fix it. And meanwhile, we're gonna try to continue going on with what we had planned for the game prior. So anyway, sorry guys, I keep going off and rant. I'm gonna end it here. Like I said, this video is like gonna be about 20 minutes long or something. And you guys, if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. Lets me know you enjoy this kind of content. And it's a ride that we're gonna have to go on together. So subscribe down below so we can suffer through this together. We'll be in this together. We'll be all right. They'll figure it out. Like I said, we're doing a video every day for the rest of October. We got a couple days left. We got a lot of great content on this channel, great community. So go check all those videos out. There's gonna be a link for a couple of them at the end of this video. Check me out on Twitch. I might be streaming tonight because I didn't get a stream very long yesterday to go pick up my buddy. He just got back from the army. So I might stream a little bit tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming New World, but I'll be either streaming New World, probably maybe Phasmophobia, something cool. And then tomorrow we might be doing drinking games and viewer games. So come by and hang out. And yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it. Let me know down below what you guys are thinking about this game and how much longer you're willing to give Amazon before you throw in the towel. I think I got at least another 6 months of this. There's been no, I'm not trying to, again, Amazon anything, but I've dealt with worse stuff in other games. So while this is bad, it's not the worst, and they at least seem to be owning up to it to some degree. So I got a while left in me. So anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time, take it easy.